Hey, my name is Wally Franklin with FitsU Business Videos. I'm here with Lenny of Lenny Salon. How you doing today?
I'm doing good today. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, definitely good to hear that. But we're here on the square right now interviewing business owners just to get your story and just to know more about your services that you provide to the customers, the quality and the professional service that you provide as an expert in your field. So tell us a little bit more about what you do and what you provide to the community.
Yeah, definitely. We're a hair salon that offers services both to ladies and gents, kind of as our logo says. I've been doing hair in the Atlanta area for 25 years. 20 years with a fairly large salon in which I did the training and education for them and helped them open different salons along the way. And over the last 2 years, I've been looking for a location to open up, branch out, and do my own thing. And I kept coming back to the square in Marietta because I felt like it had some barbershops and it had some beauty salons, but it really didn't have something that both men and women could feel comfortable coming into. So we just decided on the square. Plus, I have a huge love for history, and the square has done a very good job of trying to maintain its historical look and preservation. So when I came in, I started talking to the different store owners here and the good people over at the Marietta History Museum. We went through pictures, and I was able to pull out different photos of original barbershops and salons in the area, which we have adorning the salon. But we tried to keep a vintage 1920s feel to the salon. We also offer some vintage barber services, such as the hot lather shave, traditional shaves for the men, which is kind of like a facial for guys. The women get a lot of that all the time, but guys don't get quite as much of the pampering that we have. With my background and education for the other salons, we have a huge value on that here with our staff. I've actually personally trained the whole staff, was able to pick them from different places I had worked in the past. So we have a high level of education in the salon industry.
Okay, so you're definitely fit for your position. You definitely have the knowledge under your belt, and as you were stating, the square was perfect for you all for the historical facts as well as being able to provide that for that niche market for men and women, and actually provide that service that typically other salons or barbershops can't provide in a very convenient and professional manner as well. So you definitely have the entrepreneur spirit. Um, So tell me this, and a lot of entrepreneurs go through this. So, what are some ways that you approach obstacles, and how do you overcome those obstacles?
Well, it's a good question. My grandmother actually opened a direct mail business back in the early 50s. And my father and my uncles all worked for my grandmother, and then they took over the business themselves. So kind of come from a little bit of a line of entrepreneurs. A lot of the obstacles I looked at, I went back to my dad and my grandfather and asked them, when we were doing our budget, I was like, how do I do a budget? And she said, take a year's worth of stuff, what you think you need for a year, and then double it. Because, unexpected things happen, and they happen in the most unexpected times. That's what makes them unexpected. So I was able to do that, and so far we've been right on track, and we haven't had to dip into that. But there's that safety net. So, I'm not underwater in the very beginning. I think that's a big mistake a lot of entrepreneurs make is they say, okay, it's going to take me this amount of money to do it, and they just get that amount of money. Well, when in a building such as this is over 100 years old, within a month we have major plumbing issues because the pipes are 120 years old. So we had that money to be able to fix the pipes, not worry about it, and move on from there and stay within our budget.
So definitely having that budget, but also I guess you could say doubling the budget if you want to say. So you have that safety net, which is very incredible because when you deal with those unexpected circumstances, like you said, the pipes, you have to bring that money from somewhere to keep the machine going. So it's always good to be prepared right there. So you definitely have a lot of knowledge, and like you said, you trained your own staff. You came from a salon where you were working here in Atlanta for a while, and you started your own. So what are some tips you would give to entrepreneurs looking to start their own business to come to the point that you're already at?
Well, one of the things I would look at is, do you have a passion for what you want to do? Because you're going to be married to this. This is going to be your wife and your children for a little while. And if you have that passion and you have that idea, then you have to look and see, like what I did here with the Square Marietta, is there a need for what you want to do? Most people who are passionate about things believe there is a need for it. And I say, look at it, you do your budget, look and see who you're going to staff. And that's another mistake a lot of people make too is they hire their friends or they hire people that they may feel comfortable with. But you want to make sure you have the best person for the job. You
Right.
don't necessarily have to love them, but they have to work with them.
Right.
So you're going to have to get along, and they're going to have to be able to feel your expectations. And something that I also learned from my father and one of my uncles in their business is people will rise to your expectations. So if you have low expectations for your employees will rise to that low expectation. But if you have high expectations for your employees and your employees know what those expectations are, they're going to rise to those expectations. And a lot of times they're going to actually exceed them.
Wow. Wow, that is like I think the best piece of advice I've heard all day. Now with that, so essentially they'll not only meet those expectations but rise above those.
Right.
So that's definitely that's a jewel of knowledge right there. So definitely make sure you comment on that and tell me this: what are some expectations that you've set for your employees, as far as for them to meet, that you want them to rise and meet the occasion? Now also, being here in the square and you're getting these new people that are coming in. For those new people, what are some things you want them to know about yourself and your business?
A large thing for here in the square, I want them to know this is a community shop, and that was one of the things that we were really wanting to put out there. Is that we want this to be a place that you come and your children come, you feel comfortable coming to, but also know that we're going to provide that level of service that they're wanting. With a small neighborhood such as this, we have a lot of clients that walk in from the neighborhoods, and if we don't reach that level of expectation, if we don't exceed the service level that we're looking to, everyone's going to know very quickly. This is still a little bit of a small town, and so you have to keep that level of excellence up every day.
Yeah, but definitely.